And we're back with some mods, and there's one that looks brilliant. Little 6-wheel pickup truck. Oh, love it. Let's go. Right, so first up, we've got a mod that actually came out on Friday because it was out and then it was removed, and well, now it's back again. This is the Fent Favorite 800-900 package by Bayan Agra, 30.12 megabyte on download. You're going to find him under medium tractors. So if we go into the first one, the 800, well, the difference between the two is going to be the engine horsepower. Everything else is basically the same. So this starts off with 165 horsepower, 31 mile an hour top speed, 76 grand. Then change the engine options up to 185, 225, 245, 265, and then back to 165. You've got the usual shenanigans for the wheel bands and the tyres. You then got design standard, chrome exhaust grid, design line or standard, beacon lights, left, right, both or none. Mirrors, you got standard, wide angle mirror, electric wide angle mirror or standard. Then you got warning signs, yes or no. Then you got front power takeoff, yes or no. You then got main colour, we'll go for red. And then we got the rim colour. Yeah, I'm not sure if a Fent really belongs in red, mind you. Black and green, yeah, definitely, but all right, fair enough. And then if you go into the 900, obviously the only difference between the two is going to be the engine horsepower itself. So this starts off with 165, 205, 245, 265, and then it maxes out at 285. So if you want the high horsepower, you need to go for the 900, but old school looking tractor. It looks good though. Very nice. Right, next up is Buildings of Norway. This is by Ola Holdor, 226.7 megabyte of the download. And this is one big pack. It really is. It's on the website as an update because part of it is going to be your console release. Fair enough. So we go into the construction menu and the first lot is going to be under farmhouses. So we'll scroll back along till we get to the first one. So we've got this one here. We've got the Bergton farmhouse, 250 grand. Then come to the second one, we've got the Hoving farmhouse, 140 grand. Then got the third one, the Ivor farmhouse, 140 grand. We then got the fourth one, the Stamneshagen farmhouse, 200 grand. We then move on to the next one, the Hollilock, I'm sure that's how you pronounce that, farmhouse, 130 grand. We then come over to the next one there, the Lockyer farmhouse 1 for 100 grand. Then come up to the next one, the Lockyer farmhouse 2 for 100 grand. Then we'll spin it around and we've got this one here, the Norregard farmhouse for 155, and then we've got the Norregard house for 100. Now we're not finished with this pack yet because we've got some sheds. Oh, this is a big pack. Right, so we'll scroll along into the sheds. So we've got the Bergton shed first, 10 grand. We then got the Hovig shed, 10 grand. We then got this one here, the Ivar garage for 7.5 grand. And we've got this one here, the Lockyer barn. Now, we're carrying on again because we've got this here. So you need to come up and then go into tools for this one. So we'll scroll back along to get to these two. So the first one there is the Lockyer workshop. And then the last shed, shall we say, is the Norregard workshop there. Now, the next building, this is awesome. It's under silos and it's a hayloft. But once we get there, you'll see why it's so good. 100 grand to buy, billion litres. Billion litre capacity on this. And it's even got that around the side. Oh, that is ace. Billion litres. I'm reading that right. 100,000. Yeah, 1 billion litre capacity. That's ace. Fair enough. And then we'll carry on again because we've got some animal barns. So we'll go to this one first. We'll go up to animals there like that. We'll go into cows. We've got the Norrebard cow barn. 125 cows going in there. 300 grand. We then got the second one, which is the whole cow barn. 80 cows. 120 grand. We then come to the third one, which is this one here. Is going to be the Bruholt cow barn. 60 cows going in there for 200 grand. Then we got the last one there, which is the Bergton cow barn for 200 cows. And we're not finished yet because we need to spin around here because we've got some sheep barns as well. Dear oh dear. So we've got the first one here, the Bergton old sheep barn, 200 going in there. Then the last one is this one here, the Ivor Sheep Barn, 200 going in there as well. Wow, that's a lot of buildings. They do look great, mind you. I mean, all the houses got the sleep triggers out the front, and a couple at the end have got the wardrobe triggers as well. They all look great. I mean, the cow barns and the sheep barns, you can't go in as such where the animals are concerned. You know, there is just a facility, a production chain on that sense. So you've got your animal dialogue box there. On that one, you can't go in the building. Obviously, you've got your taking out points loading in on the outside. Some are in doors that you just need to open up. Some of them, though, got little haylofts and everything. Then we'll come over to these two sheds, because these two have got workshops in them. Oh, that's alright. I mean, you come into that one, there's your workshop trigger to pull your vehicle in. You come over to this one, it's got one of those concertina doors on it, mind you, so you need to mess around with which door you want opening. No on that one. Go on that one. There you are, that's better. There's your workshop trigger. Obviously, if you go down that side, you can store some stuff in. Fair enough. And obviously, these buildings over here, you know, just they're open. Storage, fair enough. I mean, this one here, you got these doors that you can open as well. Once you get inside, again, plenty of storage for you. Oh, I like these though. I mean, you've got a workshop trigger there on that one. A bit of storage on the side. This one, mind you, you got the workshop trigger just there. The rest of the building you can't get in. Well, I can't get in anyway. There's no doors that open. It is what it is. Fair enough. But then we come to this sheep barn. These sheep barns are ace. So we'll come around here like this. Obviously, you got your loading in points and whatever, but the pallet spawn point's up here on this one. Oh, excellent. And obviously, down the side here, you got your loading in point and your animal dialogue box. And we spin it around. And then for the last sheep one, up here is where you load your stuff in. But if you come over to here, there you are, B, show conveyor. Back your trailer into there, although I'll be a little tight, mind you, saying that. Fair enough. And we've got this here, manage production point, because this has got a little hayloft in, silage conversion, whatever you want to call it. Turn grass into silage onto that conveyor there, because that's not actually your feed part, that's for making silage. That's ace. I mean, chuck that away and you load your stuff in for your sheep down here. I mean, look, you can't get in there, it stops you right at the edge, which is fair enough because you don't want to fall in there because you can't get out the building. That is brilliant. I mean, got some sheep, got 200 sheep on the go, and you can make silage out of grass in one building. Animal dialogue box there, and we spin it around this side, and onto this little sticking out pit is your pallet spawn points. I like that though, very nice. I mean, obviously the cow barns, yep, again, you can't go in, they are what they are. You've got your animal dialogue boxes on the outside, you've got your slurry taking out points, your milk taking out points, your loading in points. Yeah, I like this pack. I like that sheep barn, to be fair. You got a silage making facility and sheep in the same thing. That is ace. I mean, the whole pack is ace, to be fair. Very nice. Right, next up is Oratory. This is by ICAS, 8.81 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it in the construction menu and under decorations and others. So we'll scroll along to find it. There we are. 500 to place down. Obviously, it is just a decoration. Bit of a birdhouse style sort of thing. Yeah, if you want to decorate your farmyard, maybe get some birds coming in. They land everywhere, mind you, so why not on this? Yeah, very nice. Right, next up is Old Post German House. This is by, I'm going to try this, Valowisco TV KCL. I apologise if I've got that wrong. 9.85 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it in the construction menu and on the buildings and farmhouses. So we'll scroll along till we find it. There you are, 20 grand to place down. Obviously, it's going to be a farmhouse for you. Sleep trigger, just at the front. In the building now, brickwork on that. That is very nice. I mean, you come around the back. I mean, you've got an alarm box there. You've got an electric junction box there. And it's like even there. It's like where they've chased the wall out to get the wires going through. That is brilliant. Oh, love it. Right, next up is Multi-Use Farm Shed. This is by BK Mods, 0.58 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it in the construction menu and under buildings and sheds. So we'll scroll along till we find it. They are 10 grand to place down. Obviously, it's a shed. That's the name would suggest. Plenty of space for storing vehicles. I mean, yeah, you probably should be able to get a harvester under here. Yeah, I mean, if you've got a massive header, it might poke out the end, but nicely detailed, though. I mean, you've got a fire extinguisher here, but the concrete, though. I mean, look at that. That's ace. Like, you know, weathering on the concrete, like it's chipped away and whatever. And you got these lights, they come on at night automatically. I like that. That's a nice looking shed. Right, next up is Salvage Hauls Package. This is by Razak, 16.59 megabyte on the download. You're going to find him in the construction menu and under buildings and sheds. So we'll scroll along to get to the first one, which is that one there. So you've got Salvage Haul 1 with fans. It's going to cost you 150. We then got Salvage Haul 1 without fans, 135. We then got Salvage Haul 3, which is 130. We then come down to this one, Salvage Haul 4, which is 130 again. We then got Salvage Haul 5, which is 80. We then got Shelter 1, 80 grand. And we then got Shelter 2, which is 50 grand. Now, basically, these big hauls, they're all the same, apart from where their doors are. So it's like this one here, Shelter Hall with fans. You got side doors, you got end doors, you got the fans. They're just there for aesthetics, so you ain't got to worry about that. And they've all got light switches just inside the door there. Turn that on. So you come down to the next one. Obviously, it's not got the fans on that one. It's got the same door shenanigans on the go. Then we come down to the third one, which hasn't got the end doors, but it's got the side doors with no fans. And we come down to this one. It's got the end doors, but no side door, no fans, and birds in there already. We come to this one. It's a bit smaller, side door, fair enough. All the light switches. And then obviously we've got the shelters. You're not going to get a massive amount in between those. You know, a big vehicle, you might get stuck, definitely. But still, yeah, it'd be alright for storing bales and pallets and small vehicles, yeah. Then obviously we've got the smaller shelter just there. Same as the other one, just a little bit smaller. That being said though, I mean, if you want to go for a big one, I'd say go for the one without fans. It's got the same amount of doors on it, but obviously a little bit cheaper. There you are. Money saving tip for you. Fair enough. I like them. Very nice. Well, next up is Holiday Accommodation. This is by NRX Eki, 15.5 megabyte on the download. You're going to find them in the construction menu, and the first one is going to be under farmhouses. So go into there like that. Scroll back along. There you are. 112 grand to place down. Obviously, it's going to have a sleep trigger in it. And then the second one, you come up to tools for some strange reason. We'll scroll back along there. 112 grand again. Just for aesthetics. Now these buildings are both the same, but the sleep trigger version, the non-sleep trigger version, you can go in both, all the doors open, light switch on, whatever. This one's got the sleep trigger. So you come in here, there's your light switch for the whole building. And we come in here, you've got a toilet, you can go and have a poo in. And the sleep trigger is just inside this first bedroom here. You've got your sleep trigger on the bed, and your wardrobe trigger on the wardrobe. Obviously, oh, I'm stuck. You know, got a couple more different bedrooms. You've got a little kitchen, dining room, log burner, your TV on the go. And next door to that, a bit of chess. I mean, you've even got an overhead projector. Put some films on. I know, put some farm sim on. You can hook up an Xbox to that, play some farm sim on an overhead projector. Why not? Little seating area there. Obviously, you've got a little bit of a decking at the front. Obviously, the other one is exactly the same, you just haven't got the sleep trigger in. I like them. They are very nice. Right, next up is Garden Decoration Package. This is by Fudso, 11.16 megabyte on the download. You're going to find them in the construction menu, and the first one is going to be under farmhouses. So we'll scroll along till we find that one. There we are. A grand to place down. Obviously, it's got a sleep trigger in. And the second one is up in decorations and others. So we'll scroll back to find this one. There you are. 500 to place down. Obviously, that hasn't got a sleep trigger in. But that one is going to be, you know, for aesthetics. You know, you've got your mates coming around, having a few pints on the decking. Fair enough. But this one, though, sleep triggered by a hammock. Oh, that's ace. I mean, if you wanted to go for one of those roleplay sort of things, you know, starting from scratch, you know, just pitch a hammock up rather than a tent or whatever. Yeah. Oh, I like them. Very nice. Right, next up is Large Warehouse. This is by Didec96, 14.75 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it in the construction menu and on the buildings and sheds, as you can well imagine. So we'll scroll along to find it. They are 108 grand to buy, and it is big. It is big. I mean, it's dug out the ground there. It's sticking out the ground that side. Yeah, landscaping, you're going to need to sort some out. Now, these doors are ace because they're actually tarpaulins. So there you are, B, uninstalled tarpaulin. We've got a wood door, but that's great. So we'll put that back down because you get rid of that wood door on the inside. So we'll come around this end, open up those like that, and then like that. Now, we'll come down here. We've got a light trigger just there, turn the lights on. We'll come over here to this hatch marking area. There you get the option there, uninstall plank wall. And we've got a side door as well. Oh, I like that. I mean, yeah, you might need to watch out for the post when you're in with a vehicle of some description, but I like those tarpaulin doors. They're ace. Oh, very nice. Right, next up is pallet. This is by Cooksey LS, 0.16 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under pallets, as you can well imagine. 350 litre capacity on this one, 170 to buy, so nice and cheap, and it does everything, which is fair enough. Even does iron ore, so it's even ready for the Platinum DLC. That's great. I mean, future-proofing your farm with a bit of pallets. Oh, very nice. Right, next up is the Metaltech DB pack. This is by Melody98, 31.48 megabyte on the download. You're going to find these on the trailers. Now, there is 8 to this pack, which is ace. Now, the first 4 you can change into a bale trailer. The second 4 you can't. Just saying. Obviously, the rest have got the same options. It is what it is. Right, so we've got the first one there, the DB6, 6,000 litre capacity, 8.5 grand to buy, although we've got the optional extra of a cover on already. Naughty. Right, so on this one, because it's one of the first 4, you've got the option to change it to a bale trailer, load left, bale trailer, load right, or the normal standard tipper. Fair enough. Then the same as the rest, from now on, is the options of usual shenanigans of the wheel bands and the tyres. Then got design colour 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then back to 1. Design 2. Well, the second version design is the stickers on the sides. You've got 1 or 2. Then you've got covers, yes or no, and that's your options. Now, obviously, they do go up in size. You've got 6,000 litres, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, and obviously the 12,000 is the last one you can change it into a bale trailer. Then got 14,000, 19.3 thousand litres, then 20,000, and then the last one is 26 on the end. Now, these are good looking trailers, I must admit. I mean, the swivel axle on the front, yeah, not my best thing to be reversing, but still, they do look good, I must admit. Very nice. Right, next up is the whole run. This is by Vanquish081, 4.61 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this under trailers. That's going to cost you 2,800 to buy, and the option to change the main colour, just like that, changes the main colour. Now, this is going to be a hook lift, as you can well see, for the Homer pack. Yeah, now if we come out of that and we go into the Homer pack, you're going to need this one, the Terra Variant 585. So obviously that whole run is going to hook up to the back of that, and then you're going to be able to use any sort of hook lift trailers. If you've got one of these on the go, because you've got the rest of that pack already, that's going to fit in nicely. You can add a load of roll-on, roll-off trailers for the back of that. Oh, very nice. Right, next up is the Unia PZ1. This is by Swagia Prezes, 3.06 megabyte on the download, and this is on the plows. I've already, oh no, it's going wrong already. 25 horsepower, 1 meter working width, which is about the length of a foot long from a subway. Oh, it's not, but it's that small anyway. 7 mile an hour working speed. It's only going to cost you 500 to buy, which is nice and cheap. You've got the main colour option, just like that. Changes the whole colour. Yeah, 1 meter. We'll blow past that. We'll carry on. Right, next up is the Roush ZSA 580. This is by Copy, 3.94 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under fertilizer spreaders. So it's got an 800 litre tank, 10 meter working width, 11 mile an hour working speed, 4,200 to buy. Although we've got a £30 extra and no optional extras added. which that's a bit random. Okay, so you got the option there to change the main colour of red, red or red. Just different shades of red, really, don't it? That being said, though, I mean, 800 litres, 10-metre working width, I think that's going to empty pretty quick, but it looks good, though. Very nice. All right, next up is the Clash Roland 66. This is by Eid123, 10.12 megabyte on the download. You're going to find this under balers. So it's got a 60 horsepower requirement from your tractor, 9 mile an hour working speed, going to do 125 centimetre round bales only, 17 grand. That's nice and cheap. The only option is to change the rim colour to any one of those. I mean, older style, not like that. It's got the sort of dots around the edge. That's sort of like where your bale's going to be. I like the design of that. I mean, that would fit in nicely with like older school tractors and whatever. Yeah, very nice. Right, next up is the Sulky Progress P100. This is by University Modding, 8.46 megabyte on the download, and I think this looks brilliant. You're going to find it under Cedars, 2,000 litre grain tank, well, seed tank, whatever you want to call it, 120 horsepower requirement for me tractor. It's only got a 3 metre. It's only a 3 metre, 6 metre, 6 mile an hour working speed. It is what it is, but that looks brilliant. I mean, the name's Sulky, sulking in the field, seeding. It just looks ace. It really does. I mean, that sort of thing might make me change my mind on 3 metres, man. They just look brilliant. I mean, you can change the colour from grey to blue. No, leave it at grey. Grey looks better. I like that, though. Very nice. Right, next up is the Schwarzmüller dumper. This is by Smetty, 12.83 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it under trailers. It's got 28,000 litres capacity, 60 grand to buy. Then you've got the usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres. Come down to logos. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1. Side guards, yes or no. We've got tools. We'll spin it around that side, yes or no. Then we come back around. We've got water tank, yes or no. And toolbox, 1, 2, 3, or no. We've got mud flaps. Spin it around the back like that. There you are. Oh, like that. Branded Schwarzmüller flap. Excellent. Then we've got a cover, yes or no. Then we come down, we've got chassis colour. You change it to whatever you like. You change the main body. Why not? And then change the cover colour to something of your persuasion. And obviously rims, I would go with black. Why not? Gonna stay to that. I like that though, Schwarzmüller. Very nice. Right, next up we've got the Fortschritt HLS 130.11 semi-trailer pack. This is by Grabfeldschmied Ingo 376, 18.08 megabyte on the download. You're going to find them in a couple of different places. So come down to your mods and DLCs. It's a lot easier. So we'll go into the trailer, the HLS 130.11, 15,000 litre capacity. It's only going to cost you 13.5 grand to buy. Older style look on this pack, mind you. Then got the option there of capacity up to 29,000, although that normally looks like a forest trailer with that side bit on, but all right. 15,000 again. Then you've got wheel setup, usual shenanigans on the go with that. Then you've got hose connections. You've got the original that dangles down. We can have the front ones that just come up just in there. Fair enough. Then we come down to the main colour. Does the frame. Design colour. Does the main body. And then rim colour. Obviously does the rims. Fair enough. And we'll come out of that and we'll go into this one. This is a slurry and digestate spreader. 9,000 litre capacity, 15 metre working width, 9 mile an hour working speed, 8 grand. Then you've got the same options on the tyres as before. Hose connections again, original or front. Then main colour. Does the main frame. No, not that one. And then the rim colour, obviously, it's going to do your rims. So tank stays the same, change the rest. Fair enough. Now, if you haven't got a semi-truck, you can get yourself an old school dolly. Yeah, 3,200 to buy. Same option with the tyres to match it up. And then rim colour, it's going to be that's the main colour, match it up with the main vehicle. And then rim colour, obviously does your rims. I like that pack. I mean, old school. If you're going down that sort of thing, yeah, very nice. Right, next up is the John Deere FD700 series. This is by Custom Modding, 48.49 megabyte on the download. You're going to find them under harvester headers. Now, we've got two types here. We've got the 40 version, which has got one extra option, and then we've got the 30 version that hasn't got that option. So if we go into the 745 to start with, this has got a 13.7 meter working width, 6 mile an hour working speed, 101 grand to buy. We'll go for the options. We've got crop dividers. Yes or no on all four headers. Reel over, yes or no on all four headers. Cross auger only on the 740 versions. So the 740 and 745, it's only got the cross auger on. Then Prairie Wind system, yes or no on all of them. And then numbers up to 9. Fair enough, come out of that. We've got the 740, again, same options as before. 12.5 meter working width, 6 mile an hour working speed. Then we've got the 735. So again, the same options apart from that cross auger. 10.7 meter working width, 6 mile an hour working speed. And then the last one is the 730. So slightly smaller, 9.1 meter working width. The same options as the other 730 version without the cross auger. Yeah, I like them. You got a John Deere harvester on the go. Hook one of these up to the front. And speaking of John Deere harvesters, we've got the John Deere S700 series combines by Custom Modding, 82.19 megabyte on the download. You're going to find these under harvesters. Now, these have pretty much got the same options apart from the engine horsepower and the capacity on the grain tank. So if we go into the 760 first. So this has got a 330 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 10,600 litre grain tank, 591 grand. Now, you've got the usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres, although you do have tracks. Yeah, excellent. So we come down axle length. So you've got standard, 128 inch, 132, 136, 140, 144, 148, 152. And then back to standard. You go up to 152 inch on your rear axle. You've got spreaders, you've got tailboard, twin disc, power cast or tailboard. You've got exhaust, you've got standard, Brazilian or standard. And we've got the model year, which as far as I can see only changes the lights. So you've got 2017 to 21 and then the 22 version. Right, okay, fair enough. And you can number them if you like, all the way up to 9. Who has 9 harvesters? Do you know what I mean? 9 harvesters, that's a lot. All right, fair enough. Then you've got the oversized sign on the back. Then we've got the Patriot plot. Now, this is ace, apart from one thing. Got the USA, brilliant. Got the Canada one, brilliant. Got Brazil one, brilliant. Australia, brilliant. Then back to nothing. Where's the UK flag? I mean, the Australian flag's right there. It's got the Union Jack in it already. Where's the UK version? God dear, oh dear. Then you got window tint standard, 25%, 50, 75. Well, that's 75. You might not be able to see out of that, but all right, fair enough. Attachers around the back. So you got standard, rear attacher, or standard. Now, that rear attacher can be quite handy if you've got a header on a header trailer. Then we've got grain tanks. We've got static small. We've got static without tarp, so that doesn't change. Then got static small with tarp, doesn't change. We then got the foldable small, which doesn't change anything. Then got Demco, puts up to 16,210. Then we go back to the static small. So that's your options. And obviously we'll come out of that and we'll go into the 770. So it's got a 391 horsepower engine. Obviously the same options as before apart from the grain tank. So if we go down to that and we'll see what it goes up to. So we've got 10,600, 10,600 again and again and again. 2,100, 16,210. 19,733, so that's got that, what's it, tip up grain tank, and then back to 10,600, so that's all right, 19,000 on that. We'll come out of that and we go into the S780. It's got a 473 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed. This starts off at 14,100 litre on the grain tank, so we'll come down to that. So we've got static, then got static without tarp, that doesn't change, then got with tarp, doesn't change. It's got the Prairie big tops at 17,623. Then come back down to 1410 with a foldable. Then got the big grain tank, 16,210, or that's slightly less than before. Then we've got the tip-up grain tank, puts up to 19,733. And then back to the original. So if we come out of that one and we'll go into the big boy, the 790. So it's got 543 horsepower engine, starts off at 14,100 litre on the grain tank. So we'll go down to the bottom there. There we are. So we've got same again, and we go 17,623, 1410, 14,100, not 1410, 16,210, then 19,733. And then 24,667. So that's going to be your big one out of this pack, is the 790 with 24,667 litres of grainage storage. That being said, though, they do look great. I mean, especially with... Oh, the closest is going to be the Australian flag for me. So we'll put that on. And put some tracks on. Yeah, very nice. All right, next up is the Fiat Store Pack. This is by Wolflex Modding, 7.74 megabyte on the download. You're going to find these on the small tractors. Now, they're basically the same, apart from the 402.502 is a two-wheel version, and the 404.504 is the four-wheel version. So we're going to the two-wheel version first. The options are the same on both. So you've got a 40 horsepower engine, 17 mile an hour top speed, $6,500 to buy on the two-wheel drive version. You can then change the engine up to 50. I'm still at 50 with different lights set on the front, and then back to 402. Although, to be fair, I think that looks better actually, more old school. Yeah. Then you've got the usual shenanigans with the wheel brands and the tyres, but it looks like it only changes the back ones on the two-wheel drive version. Then you've got design, standard, 1 with a cab, 2 with a different colour cab, 3 with a different cab, then back to a canopy, and then nothing. You've got design again, so standard, weight on the front, or standard, design colour, you have any one of those, and then rim colour is white or beige, which is basically the same. Fair enough. And we'll come out of that, and obviously we'll go into the four-wheel drive version. All the options are the same. Obviously depends on what you want to run with. But I like them. Old school, yeah, fit that in with your role play, no problem. Very nice. Right, next up is the Challenger MT800E 2013. This is by Power Asden Austin 820 Power LS. 27.52 megabyte on the download. You're going to find it in large tractors. So it's got a 492 horsepower engine, 24 mile an hour top speed, 422 grand to buy. You then got the options to change that to 592, 646, obviously, or back to 492. Go for the big power one. I mean, if you've got the money, do it. Why not? But that looks ace. I mean, if you want a tracked tractor, that's not articulated, mind you. Yeah, that looks very nice. All right, next up is something I've never seen before. This is a Russell Mash F2650 forage harvester. I never knew Russell Mash did these. Ace. Right, 650 horsepower, 24 mile an hour top speed. It says it's got a 30 litre grain tank, but it just shoots it into the back of a trailer anyway. 305 grand. I do like the look of that though. That looks well smart. The only options is to change the wheels and the tyres, usual shenanigans on that. I'm liking that. I mean, different brand on the old forage harvesters, not what we're used to so far. Yeah, very nice. Alright, the last mod for the day is the Lizard Miner 6x4. This is by Schleutches Modding, 8.01 megabyte on the download, and this is brilliant. You're going to find it in vehicles and miscellaneous. This is ace, absolutely ace. 83 horsepower engine, it does 60 mile an hour, 83 horsepower, that's alright. With the back on it like that, it's got a 1750 litre tank, not grain tank, capacity. Oh, I need to get my words straight. 21,500 to buy, although we have got a £4,000 option, so we take that off. Look, that reminds me of the little truck that they had in Austin Powers. You know where he got stuck in the tunnel? He got it stuck sideways on. It's one of those. Oh, that's ace. Right, so we come up to the configuration. So you got the bed on the back, the trailer, tank, whatever you want to call it. 1,700 litre capacity. You then have a wood wagon. Not sure you're going to get long logs on that, mind you, but still, fair enough. A bale trailer, and then back to the tank. No, it's not a tank. You know what I mean, for putting the loose stuff in. Then you got the options there. You got cabin, original, cabin protection, puts a bit of a rollover frame on it, protective awning, grill, or window. Back to being Austin Powers that days. Then we come down, we've got capo details, so puts a little bit of a grill on the front there. You've got beacons, yes or no, just puts it behind the passenger's right shoulder. Then we've got main colour, we'll go down and we'll pick whatever you fancy. Fair enough. Design color changes the main body, and then design color again changes the back part, and then rim color obviously does the rims. Now, this is ace. I do like this. I mean, for something just knocking around the yard, yeah, you got little bits of stuff to do. Yeah, you could chuck some bales on the back. You know, it's even got the straps on there like that. And there's not much else you can do. You can open up the back like that if you wanted to, but it's a little workhorse sort of thing. Yeah, it's got a nice small turning circle. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's ace. Brilliant. Oh, I like that. Very nice. We've got some updates. We've got Wash Station by Missy B, Buildings of Garages by Matej Mods, Diesel Jerrycan by Fred Fracasses, Auto Load Trailer by Ershaber, Pottinger Nova Alpine Pack by Agrar Design Austria, Goldhofer STZ VP3 by HR Forst and Falkenbau, Traffic Safety Trailer by NRX Eki, Hay Wagon with Seats by Dominic, Vehicle Auto Load Package by Ershaber VSR Modding Sir, Phoenix IT Runner Edition by Ershaber VSR Modding Sir, John Deere 4755 by Dominic, Case Puma CVX by STV Modding, Fendt 900 S4 by LS Agrar Ole, New Holland Forage Cruiser Series by Whiskey Sierra Modding, John Deere S690i 9880i STS EU by Sid Modding, and the John Deere STS 70 series by Sid Modding. So that's your mods done for you. Drop it in the comments below which one's your favourite. We'll see what people are looking at. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, it's muchly appreciated. But for me, that's it for today, and I'll see you in the next one.